What's up guys, welcome back to my new setup. Currently not in my usual setup, but because I'm a dedicated content creator, I want to still make videos. So in this video I want to talk a little bit about how the blockchain works, and I'll show you a practical demo of this. So you may be asking yourself, should I believe in Bitcoin, should I buy Bitcoin? And I'm not going to tell you whether you should buy or not, whether you should buy Bitcoin or not. On this channel I'm not talking about the price of Bitcoin or the price of any token for that matter. I'm just going to explain how the blockchain works. And Bitcoin and any other blockchain, and Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, it's a blockchain, it's everything. Ethereum also works like this because it's the blockchain. The Ethereum blockchain works like this. The Bitcoin blockchain works like this. And the blockchain technology is very powerful in terms of how it works, and I'm going to make this video so you can start believing in this technology, because when I saw and understood how it works, I was blown away. So this is the blockchain, as the name suggests itself. It's called blockchain, which means it's a chain of blocks, and this is how one block looks like. You can see the demo yourself at this website. It doesn't really matter what the data is, but you have some data in a block, and the blockchain is just multiple of those blocks connected with each other. So the blocks are connected with each other, and you'll see why these are connected. What does this mean? How are they connected? With practical examples. So let's say this is block 1, and now in the Bitcoin blockchain, for example, this just block the number of the block. Currently I believe in the Bitcoin blockchain we are at some number 900,000 and something block number. This is the nodes, this is the data, and it has a hash. On the same website you have a blockchain demo. This is basically an example of a blockchain. You can see blockchain has block 1, block 2, block 3, block 4, block 5, and these are all cryptographically connected with each other. And why are these blocks important? Why do you have blocks, and what type of information, data is in these blocks? For example, let's take the Bitcoin blockchain as an example. So the Bitcoin blockchain has transactions in its blocks. So in this block 1, block 2, block 3, in all of them you have transactions. What are transactions? It's just some person wants to do something on the blockchain. And the Bitcoin blockchain is very simple compared to the Ethereum blockchain, because on the Ethereum you have smart contracts which are basically blockchain apps, so you can develop something with code and put it on the blockchain. But the Bitcoin blockchain, it's even more simple, because on the Bitcoin blockchain you don't have those apps. You can only have accounts. Basically you have a Bitcoin wallet, and you can either have some Bitcoin, store your Bitcoin on the wallet, or just transfer your Bitcoin to someone else, or just receive Bitcoin to your wallet, and that's about it. And this is what a transaction is. You make transaction to basically buy Bitcoin, to transfer your Bitcoin to someone else, or some other person can send the Bitcoin to you. So you are basically receiving Bitcoin, and that's about it. And why are these blocks connected, and what does cryptographically connected mean? Cryptographically connected means that if I change some data in this block like this, every other block in the chain, as you can see, gets basically deleted, or not compromised, but basically doesn't work now. And this is why it's important for them to be cryptographically connected, and they are. Every single block is on the blockchain. You can see the hash of this block, which is basically that the block has. It's just hashed, and we got this hash. This hash basically represents all the data that it is in this block, and basically this next block points to the previous block. You can see the previous one. This hash is the same as this hash, which this hash is the hash of this block. And this is what makes the blockchain immutable. So if I have 5 Bitcoin on my wallet, I cannot randomly go ahead and change. Let's say I received my 5 Bitcoin from my friend and he sent the data here, send the Bitcoin in this block 3. I cannot now randomly, while the Bitcoin blockchain is at block 5, I cannot just change here block 3 and say 6 Bitcoin, because the blockchain will break and it doesn't work like that. And this is what is known as block confirmations. You may have seen on Etherscan when you do a transaction, you have how many block confirmation do you have. Block confirmation is basically the number of blocks that are after your transaction. The more blocks there are after your transaction, the more secure your transaction is, because the more cryptographically connected blocks are there after your transaction. And this is my entire point in this video, to explain to you how powerful actually this is. And this applies to any blockchain, the Bitcoin blockchain, the Ethereum blockchain. This applies to any blockchain. The blocks are cryptographically connected and you cannot just go back and rewrite history. And this blockchain, the first time in history, we have blockchain, we have Bitcoin, which is a blockchain in cryptocurrency that is separated from the state. So currently, in the current financial system, the government or some other centralized entity decides how much of that money is, how much money they print. But here in the Bitcoin blockchain, for example, you cannot change. There will only be 21 million and that's about it. It's written in the code, you cannot change this. And this is how also the blockchain fixes the double spend problem. So the blockchain or Bitcoin, let's say, is not the first attempt at making digital money. People have tried to make this, but they didn't. But Bitcoin solves this. It's for the first time in history that we have basically money. Bitcoin is money, basically, you can say. Because I cannot just go ahead and spend my 5 Bitcoin 2 times. Because I have 5 Bitcoin, it is cryptographically written. And this is why the blockchain is so powerful. It uses math and cryptography. So I have only 5 Bitcoin and that's how much I'll have. Yes, I can receive more, but I cannot doubly spend and manipulate the blockchain because everything is cryptography.